Hi guys, this is Juan from BlueMelon here from my couch. So today we're going to talk a little bit about brand purpose. So brand purpose is more important than ever today because of all the social things that have been happening a couple of weeks ago and probably economic things that we will see in the next couple of weeks. The reason for this is that people are paying attention a lot to not only what your brand kind of stands for and what you say you stand for, but also aligned with that, they're also paying attention to what's happening socially, culturally, economically, and all these sort of things. So it's no longer enough for a brand to just talk lightly about something. I think people are wanting to have brands, especially brands with decision making power, to take a stand on things. And if you put yourself as a person, even in B2B spaces, you always deal with a person. I think people are more comfortable making purchase decisions when with brands they trust. It's simple as that, even if you pay a little bit more money. We found three kind of main, let's say, topics, themes, areas in which is driving this idea of you really need to spend some time in focusing and sharing and building that brand trust, because your brand purpose, it's important to people really, especially decision makers. One is people are being more aware. There's an increased awareness, as you know, that there's this need of urgent actions on big problems, on big topics, things like our environment, economies falling apart, uh, cultural and socioeconomic kind of situations that are people going, okay, well, who's doing anything about these? The other one is people's eyes are being opened. And what I mean by that is we used to tend to trusting, okay, well, this is my health institution, this is the government, and they're going to sort it for us. I think people are realizing that there's been a lot of inability for these big institutions to actually go and react quickly to the disruption that is happening into the new world, whether if it's digital transformation or whether if it's issues within, again, a culture or socioeconomic environment. So people are more aware of that, and they're looking at, okay, who's doing something about it, right? Government is not doing anything. Who is that company that is doing it? And for a while, and thanks to the technology we have now, people are looking and seeking for transparency. So then you have that transparency between what brands tend to say, your typical mission and vision that people write in a paragraph. It's just not longer enough. And if there's a big gap or a small gap versus that mission and vision or the purpose or the intention or the problem they're trying to solve versus these how they go and do business, so people are going to, they want that transparency that what you say you're doing, what you say you're solving, it's actually matching the way you do business. So those are the three kind of key things around these brand purpose kind of pursuit. And if you don't know how to do it, and if you're wondering, yeah, well, that sounds very interesting, but how do you go about it? The first one is, as you know, always start by defining that purpose. What is that purpose? Once you define your purpose, then do something with that. So start a plan and create something around that. And by something, I mean you could do blog posts, ebooks, do little testimonial videos that show how people are actually feeling your brand, and then measure it. Once you measure it, depending on the channels you're going out and about, then you can iterate if the message is not getting across. This is not a short-term thing. I think that brand purpose, it's a long-term strategy for that narrative that you should build just because you care. If your brand has a purpose, I think you should care about it. And at the end of the day, it matters. So that's it. Brand purpose today. Have an amazing day. Bye. Chicka bam bam, BlueMelon.